So each time you met me at the bar, each time you met me at the restaurant, and you were sleeping with Labubu between 2020 and 2021, I knew about it. I knew. All the texts, all the pictures, everything, I knew about it. You thought you were smart, you thought you ate, greeting me, being fake, I knew about it. Be safe though. Let's get into this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, why don't you subscribe and get to know me, okay? Do like, comment, share this video. You're not going to regret it. And the person you're sharing to is not going to regret it either. If you like, it absolutely helps me a whole lot. Okay, let's get into this video. Now, by this time, I'm sure you have watched a couple of videos of me talking about my ex called Labubu. Labubu is very notorious on this channel for being a cheater and being my ex. First ever ex. Okay? Now, as a boy, me, as a guy, moi, as a baby boy, me, I'm clever. Oh, I'm clever. I ate. I'm clever. Listen. So we had been dating with Labubu, and for some reason, I've always had this intuition, you know? I wish I had this intuition for like lottery numbers or like having money, business ideas, what and everything. However, the intuition was about Labubu cheating. Oh, I always knew. I felt it in my guts, in my stomach. I felt it that no, Labubu is cheating. Labubu is cheating. And this was 2 months into the relationship. Labubu is cheating. Oh, I felt it in my guts. I felt it right here. That Labubu is cheating. And I just couldn't prove it. Labubu would, like I said, with the nature of his job, he would travel around the country. On some, I'm going to this city for a conference. I'm going to that country for a conference. I'm flying out to here for a couple of days. Da 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 dee da do da. Kanti. I started knowing that it's lies. So anyway, like I said, I always felt it that no, man. And what do I do about it? As the boy, I cloned his phone. I cloned his phone. I cloned his phone 2 months into the relationship, and I don't even know what I was thinking, where I got the lever, but I did it. One stupid night, I took his fingerprint. It was during those days when, you know, the phones were opened using a fingerprint. I was like, you know what? He's drunk, passed out. The finger is useful. Took his fingerprint and I cloned the phone in the middle of the night. For months and months, I knew what he was up to. Like, that city is dirty. Like I said, 90% of the people there were sleeping with Labubu. I'm not even joking. His body count when you enter the club is right there. And all of them are greeting you. Hi, how are you? Oh, wow, you guys look so nice. Attack. I knew. There was this one time he told me he's going to the city. He has a business in Don this weekend. He's not around. I was looking at my phone like, oh, okay, he's meeting Michael. And that's a real name, by the way. What are you going to do, babe? He's meeting. And there's this one influencer of yours there in South Africa who's from my country, was also part of that list with Labubu. I knew about all that. Actually, that's a story time as well. Hold on. Me and Labubu, I would always meet Labubu every weekend. We always do stuff like going out on dates, going out drinking, doing activities. But in all those times, as he's checking his phone, messaging his people, sending pictures, explicit pictures, all those messages that you guys and him were sharing, I saw everything. I knew about it, and I would just act like I don't know. I mean, at this point, get child, I'm Men in Black. I'm a spy. I'm a spy. So there was no way I was going to let it loose. However, I've always known what he was up to. For months and months on end, I knew who he was meeting, who he was sleeping with, who he was flirting with, including the 19-year-olds, the 18-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, the 22-year-olds, his exes, some of them. I knew everything. And yo, when I meet him, when I see him, I would act like nothing is wrong. Like, mwah, babe, oh, baby, it's so good to see. How was your week? How was your day at work? When he's like, oh, I'm traveling to South Africa, for example, I'm flying out tonight, da da da. Yet he's home with some boy, I would know about it. And I would literally be like, oh, yeah, you should have fun in South Africa, da 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 da. Now, again, like I said, the boy. It got to a point where I was just like, nah, actually. Mm-mm. It got to a point where I started prophesying on him. You'll be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm like, you're lying. This is what you're doing. So I think he started panicking, and that's what I was doing. I was playing Tom and Jerry with him. Oh, I was playing Tom and Jerry with him. He'll be like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm like, you're lying. This is what you're going to do. Oh, at some point, I think he thought, bah, no, it's giving Bushiri. I'm giving prophecy. I'm prophesying his every move because I would know what he's up to. Do you know what I mean? So he'll be like, oh, yeah, no, for example, let's say he's going to meet his brother for lunch, da da da. I would know he's actually meeting this other person tonight. And I even started knowing his colleagues that would link him up with boys. I would even know in those offices they will be sleeping with each other as colleagues. In the office, I knew everything. I guess this is not a story time, it's more of a confession. It's more of a confession, babes. I knew everything that Lapopo was up to for months and months on end. I knew the colleagues that were good. I knew the colleagues that were horrible, obviously, to my relationship, organizing boys for him. I knew about that. Because remember, Lapopo was a manager, or is a manager. I don't know why he is now. But so, I guess they'll be sucking up to their boss. I knew everything. Those who were working there, getting their jobs by sleeping with him, I knew about it. The parties he would go to lying about them, I knew. His friends that would be doing stuff with him, the threesomes that you guys used to do, I knew about it. I just acted like I didn't know, but I knew. Now here comes the story time, okay, of how he found out that I knew. Because I knew, he now knew that I know. And here's where it gets tricky. I got to a point where it was getting too much out. It was not slowing down. It was going like this. It was not slowing down. One thing about Lapupu, he was not slowing down. He was going up the ladder. From 2 to 4 to 8 to 12. Listen, he was going up and up and up. He was expanding his branches. And it got to a point where I was just like, yeah, listen, you know, I started prophesying. By prophesying, I was like, you know what, I can't hold it any longer. One night, on a Friday night, we're home. I'm coming from work shooting YouTube. He's coming from his office. We are having drinks. And I just randomly ask questions. On the 23rd of March, you met up with this person. What happened? On this day, you told me that you had gone to this country, but you were actually home. Were you not? This other time, your colleague, who, they did this with you in the office. You said that your mother was sick, but we both know that you were meeting that boy to spend the weekend at your house. His jaw dropped. He was shook by what I was telling him because it was giving very Bushiri. It was giving that Sean is prophesying because how would you know this information? And at that point, I was asking myself, like, because he was not admitting to anything, he was just quiet. And the next thing he did, he ran away from his own house. He left. And one thing about me, for the plot, I stayed. I waited until he came back. When he came back, he's coming back with apologies. Oh, he's apologizing, he's apologizing, he's apologizing. And one thing about Lapopo, he will apologize. Oh, he will apologize. But one thing about him as well, he will never admit what he did. And that became a trend in our relationship, to a point where I am telling you this to say, if you are with someone, they mess up or they're doing certain things, it's really not worth it what I did. It's not cute, it's not classy, it's not worth it. Okay? If you find out or you find out about something, babe, if it's a red flag that you can't handle, move on, leave them. Okay? Because sometimes the red flag is actually pink to you and you can deal with that and you're okay dealing with that. But if it's red for you and you can't deal with it, it's a deal breaker for you. Leave. Because they will never change. Oh, they will never change, babe. They will never change. So just leave, save yourself. Mental health, you have enough traumas already in your life, I know for a fact. So move on, babe. And you'll find better. And one thing about me right now in my life, I have found better. I've done better for myself. Okay? So if you're in that situation where I wasn't, I say, this is why I do the story times. I'm doing the story times to literally show you that it's not as horrible on the other side. You can jump to us, this other side. It's not as horrible. You can move from that. You're not stuck there with that person. You can move from it. And I'm talking to you, youngins, because your understand is in Doma 2K. I'm a 2K as well, but like, I'm different from you guys. Okay? I'm like the grandfather of 2Ks because I'm the originator of 2Ks. Nina Nisile. You like things. And I'm here as your bigger brother to tell you, stop. Leave it. It's not worth it. For me, looking back at it now, it definitely was not worth my time, my effort, the FBI skills that I was having. It was not worth it, babe. Okay? So I'm going to have you come close, come, and tell you this. Each time you don't feel appreciated in a space, you don't feel loved, happy, respected, walk away the first time. I promise you there will never be a second time. Because Mina, I stayed. Okay? Even through all that, I stayed. For 2.5 more years, making it 3.5 years altogether, I stayed. And literally was for nothing. If I think about it now, there was absolutely nothing that I benefited out of staying for that long. So I'm saying this to you to say, don't do it like I did. Keep it moving, babe. You'll find better. Even if you date 20 people until you find the right one, it's okay. Today you're with that one, they mess up, you keep it moving, babe. Especially if it's your deal breaker, keep it moving. And I'm not saying people are perfect, you're meant to be perfect, but there's certain things that I, as Sean, cannot deal with, that you, as James, as whoever, can deal with. Okay, they're not a deal breaker to you. You can stay for those things. But I'm saying if it's a deal breaker for you, do not compromise. Keep it moving. Keep it moving, my babe. Because they'll never stop. In fact, you're enabling them to do exactly what they are doing. I hope you're hearing me, because I'll not repeat myself. I'm joking, I will. Until you get what I'm saying, okay? That's just advice from me, because I'm not just going to be telling you story times about my life, exposing my life, without actually giving you lessons from what I learned from it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be that type of person. I hope you learned something from this. Okay, from my confession / story time / advice, brotherly advice, sisterly advice, however you take me. Value yourself. It will pay off. I promise. Okay? Anyway, Kappas, that's it from me, Sean, that Kappa guy. If you don't follow me on Instagram, babe, I don't know what to tell you. Because that's just an extension of who I am. Okay? If you really want to know what I've been up to this past few years, follow me on Instagram. Let's chat there, okay? Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you learned something, drop a comment, drop a like. Please share this to someone you think needs to hear this video, okay? We can laugh, kiki, but also give each other advice. And also give your advice in the comments down below. What would you have done in my situation? I want to find out. Hey, I'm not doing these videos to bash Ula Pupu. I'm not doing these videos to bash anyone. I'm literally doing these videos because I've been through this. I dealt with it. I kept it moving. I am so done with it. However, it doesn't mean I've not learned anything from it. And when I've learned something, I believe you need to share. Because you don't have to experience things to learn certain things. You don't have to experience rubbish to know it's rubbish. I can tell you it's rubbish because I've been in that rubbish. I hope you heard me. You don't have to experience that rubbish for you to know it's rubbish. I'm telling you, you need self-worth up there. Okay? Anyway, I've talked too much. I will always talk. I love talking. I love talking, especially on things like this, advising. I've seen a lot, child. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Have a good night. I'm coming from work, child. I'm tired. I'm going to bath now, have some din, eat, and sleep. Tomorrow is another long day. Okay? Bye for now.